This one time, I responded to a hater with a, "Why don't you do it better then?" And he actually did. Oh no, that never happened. Never mind.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to SMG Viewers Comments, my weekly show where I try and help you guys with recording and music questions to the best of my ability. You got a cool question, you got a cool comment, leave it below, and if I find it benefit to the community, I will definitely see if I can put it on the show. Anyway, let's get right to it.
What's the worst piece of gear a musician ever insisted on using? I used to be in a band, and the other guitarist brought his Boss ME50 expecting to be able to just plug it straight into the desk.
Well, besides the myriad of, Line 6 Podmark 1s, the absolute worst piece of shit instrument ever would be, I was doing a band called Flatline way back in 2099, something like that, a very early project, and the guitar player I went to high school with, and he's going to remain somewhat anonymous anyway, but he deserves this, he really does. And he brought in the absolute worst piece of shit guitar I'd ever seen in my life. None of the solder joints were done in the electronics cavity. Everything was twisted together and used electrical tape. And yeah, he had sanded down the guitar so like all the moisture had left the body so the guitar wouldn't resonate. And the neck pickup cavity was covered with a little picture he had put there. So it would vibrate like a fucking banjo! Yeah, we plugged it in. It was just like the most horrific fucking sound ever. So it's like, hey, thanks a lot, Scott, for bringing that in. I really enjoyed spending 3 hours getting that guitar into recording shape because your exact quote was, "I'm recording with this or I'm not recording with anything." Isn't that fun running a studio?
Please don't tear me to shreds, but is there a more budget way to get an older, more hair metal tone? Something like Steel Panther or maybe Eddie Van Halen. Thanks a bunch and fuck you, Glenn.
Why, yes. Yes, there is. You know how I mentioned the Mark I pod I wasn't a fan of? I've got the brand new Pod Go here, and I'm going to be reviewing this real soon on the show, and I really want to check this out because this is basically a small helix. And I will say this, Line 6 is definitely starting to get their shit together.
Get your shit together!
I'm very excited to try this out, and I'm quite curious to hear what we can get out of it. I am more than certain there's going to be some adequate JCM 800 models in that, and that's a very affordable piece of gear. I'm super looking forward to trying it out. But yeah, that's basically, you want 80s tone, you want something that's going to model a JCM 800, maybe with an overdrive in front of it. Yeah, that was the sound of rock and metal for quite a while. It went from the JBMs to the 800s. I mean, you can get anything from Steel Panther to Kerry King out of that kind of a stuff. Definitely worth taking a look. And if you can't afford that, check out Helix Native. Go download the demo, see what it does. You might just dig it.
Hey Glenn, I have an 18-year-old Gibson Les Paul Faded that has a broken neck repair. It will hold tune fine for noodling, but that's about it. I'm looking into getting a new guitar for home recording. Do you have any personal experience with Dean Selects? I'm leaning towards a Thoroughbred. If you don't chime in, I'll just go with wherever my bass player suggests.
I don't have a lot of experience with Dean guitars, so I can't recommend them either way. But all I can say is, Dean is being sued by Gibson, and I would much rather support Dean than Gibson just because I don't approve of those kind of business practices. Look, if you want to fund a corporate monstrosity that's going to go around and try and sue smaller businesses out of existence, that's your thing. But Gibson suing Dean for trademark infringement or copying them in one way or another, I mean, come on, that's just absolute bullshit. So yeah, go get the Dean. Tell Gibson to go to hell.
Would you be against releasing the stems for The Eagle Is Landed, or at least just the guitar parts themselves? Because it would prove a point that it's not just the guitar sound, but how it sits in the mix that makes it a good guitar sound. Great.
Actually, I have released the stems for that. They're available on my Facebook page, I believe. And you're going to see that pop up and whatnot. Here, download this. I'm going to be doing a full-on mix contest later, maybe in a few weeks, a couple months. I'm not sure yet. But I want to have you guys mix the song, and we're going to use it for the intro music for the show. I think that'll be kind of fucking cool. What do you guys think? Hey guys, gonna break in here for a sec, tell you about my new lesson, Total Heavy Guitar. It's out, it's on sale for $97. You can get it today, tomorrow, and Sunday, and the sale ends Sunday night at midnight. So if you wanna get your hands on it, grab it because it's fucking awesome. It's gonna show you everything you wanna know about recording, real amps, real cabinets, working with mics, and how to develop your skills. That's the most important thing. It's not just, hey, do this. It's like, here's what we're looking for. Here's why we're doing it. I show you guys how to find the best speaker on a cabinet, how to look at a bunch of 57s, find the best one, that sort of thing. How to blend mics, preamp shootouts. Should you be spending shit tons of money on preamps? Survey says probably not, unless you go to Gear Sluts, and then you can't possibly spend enough money on preamps. But then again, those guys are a bunch of fart huffing idiots and think they can spend their way out of an issue. No, you just have to fucking practice and grow your skills. This lesson's going to show you what to do. I've put 20 years of knowledge into 4 hours, and it's the most intense thing I could put together. Anyway, it's available now. It's on sale. Sale's going to end Sunday night, so grab it today. Back to the show.
Ethernet, dumbass.
You know what? I absolutely love being called a dumbass by somebody who can't spell ass.
Whined like a bitch when you heard Glenn speak. Now your comment is the butthurt of the week.
As expected, you don't talk about what sounds good and why because you have zero idea. I have never heard anything, not a single track. You've recorded sound unique and high quality in any way. Every time I check here, you are selling shit. Product equals lame. The biggest sonic drawback in 500 series is power supply, as it is with most gear.
Yep. I have never done anything that sounds unique or good in any way ever. Yeah, we all know that sounded horrible, and I'm just a shill for Austrian audio. And let me quote you here. The biggest sonic drawback in 500 series is power supply. Okay, great. Please show your work. I don't see a link to any research you've done showing the weakness of the 500 series power supply. There's nothing there. I'm supposed to just take your word for that? You don't have any sonic examples? You can't show me any records that were ruined by a weak 500 series power supply? If you can't back up your work, you're just talking out of your ass.
Hey Glenn, maybe you've answered this before, hard to tell. However, I don't have a computer and suggestions to record without a computer, at least until I can save up for one. Thanks.
Hey Doug, thanks so much for writing. If you don't have a computer, I'm gonna ask, do you have a tablet? Even an older iPad would probably do the job for basic recording. I think there's a few different apps you can grab that should fit the bill. You're not gonna have to spend a crap ton of money. You're just gonna have to find something, maybe a Scarlett 2i2 that you can run as an interface into that. But I'm gonna put it to the viewers. I need your help with this, guys. Do you have suggestions for Doug for a dirt cheap recording system? Should he be going tablet? Should he be looking up a used laptop? What are your thoughts? I want to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below. And if we can get some good suggestions, maybe I can do some Fearless Gear reviews based on budget, bare bones recording systems for people who are absolutely fucking broke.
Thanks for everything on your channel, bro. With this lockdown, I got my audio interface out, downloaded a free DAW, and got some plugins on how to blast. Your vids really helped me big time. My wife hates you, though. Fuck you, Glenn.
Dude, thanks so much for writing. I really love to hear that stuff. It really, really makes me feel great that the show's able to help people out and help them pursue their own enjoyment in recording. That's fucking great. And if you've been following my advice that I've been giving on recording, let me just offer up a little bit more. Go find a wife that knows how to have fun.
How's TJ doing?
That's a very good question. As far as I know, he's doing insane hours at his day job, and he's not playing drums very much anymore. It's kind of a bummer. I'd love to see him back on the show, but you know what? If I ask him, it's probably not going to help. So my suggestion would be to go check out TJ's Instagram page. You can find him at TJ the Drummer 519. Let's put a little graphic in there, maybe a link in the description below. If you guys miss seeing TJ on the show, go hit up his Instagram page. Give him a private message, say, hey TJ, get the fuck back on the show.
IRs are great, but the only thing that gives me pause is they are software. That puts you in the patch and upgrade cycle, plus 18 months from now, there will be something better. Will these sound like old cab synths in 3 years? Who knows?
There might be a little truth to that. It might be kind of bullshit. I mean, we've got the entire Rosen Digital library, and a lot of those are 5-6 years old, and they are still awesome, including a couple of my favorites like the Laney Supergroup and Ed's Cab. If you're wondering which Ed, that Ed. I mean, that one's not going away. Those IRs have definitely kind of stood the test of time. So instead of, just pulling stuff out of my ass, I'll go to the library and pull something up and go, oh, wow, that still sounds great. So there is that.
Hey Glenn, a long-time subscriber and love the channel. Any classic or otherwise great albums you consider sound like crap? First that comes to mind, and justice notwithstanding, is Blizzard of Oz. Great songwriting, Randy was a beast, but his tone was shit, especially considering the tones EVH got in the same era.
Oh yeah, I mean, you even go back to the 70s. I mean, you put on Judas Priest, Sin After Sin, absolutely killer fucking songs on that. Production was really fucking weak. Roger Glover, bass player of Deep Purple, I blame you, sir. That was your fault. And you should really fucking be embarrassed by the sound of that record. Anyway, sorry, I've been wanting to get that one off my chest in a while. I fucking love Deep Purple until I went to go see him live there last summer. And should have retired 10 years ago. Anyway, there's lots of old records that sound like crap. I mean, Sabotage, Hall of the Mountain King, like great fucking songs on that record. Pretty fucking weak stuff. MD45, that one sounded a little thin too, although the track Voices was amazing. Here's a hint, don't fucking re-record your songs. Like, I know Lee Ving was the original vocals on that and it was amazing, then they re-recorded it with Dave Mustaine on vocals. But go back on the subject of Priest, there's one song that I use as an example of good production versus bad production, and that is Diamonds and Rust. The version that came out on Sin After Sin, their big major label debut on CBS Records, sounded a little bit weak. It was okay until you heard their original recording that was put out on the Sad Wings of Destiny sessions. And you can find a copy of that on the dual album gatefold thing, Hero Hero, which was kind of like a collection best of that was kind of thrown in as a bonus track. And that version of the song is absolutely slamming. It's got a beautiful acoustic breakdown in the middle section and whatnot. And when they did the big major label debut, it just didn't work anywhere nearly as good. It's kind of like comparing Clayman the original versus Clayman 2020.
One of the reasons it's problematic to combine more than one sound card is that they each have their own sample clock and they can drift apart over time. If Apple creates aggregate device out of more than one, I'm guessing they have to fudge the extra sample here or there to resync the channels off different sound cards. Nobody's going to hear that, of course, but it's still quote-unquote cheating. Also requires hard work to pull off. If all you record is 3-minute song, not hours-long sessions, it really doesn't matter because the drift is going to be negligible. Note, our DOOR 6 and its derivative mix bus now support combined audio interfaces on Linux.
Well, hey Seb, thanks very much for the speculation, but again, I'd like to see, some practical hard evidence. Again, we can guess, but so far, any aggregate device I've made has not had a problem. But I would imagine that there is some logic to what you're saying. If you're doing songs that are even under 10 minutes, you're probably not going to notice. Once I get my Neve 1073 OPX up and running and I start running it as an aggregate device and start doing some drum tracks on it this weekend, I've got Cam Flory coming down finally. I'll let you know how that works out. I'm very curious. But so far, any aggregate device I've made has been pretty simple. Now, if it is a problem, I'm very fortunate because I've got the Audient ASP880, which has 8 analog ins as well, so I can run that into my RME over a light pipe and come out of the Neve 1073 analogs straight into that. Either way, it's gonna work. It should be pretty cool regardless. We'll see how it goes.
Watching and listening to Glenn is like inhaling a can of coffee while learning something.
That goes back to my 25 years working in the industrial sector where we don't have a lot of time for bullshit, so I try to get to the point.
Is it gent or is it someone farting through a tube screamer?
There's a difference?
Hey Glenn, I would like to know your opinion on electronic drums. For someone who maybe can't mic up a full drum kit or can't make a lot of noise, would it be viable for a great metal record?
Well, I did hybrid kits for years and years, and then I got my shit together and went full acoustic, but there was definitely a learning curve there. If you're going with electronic drums, I would say the first thing you might want to do is try using real live cymbals. See if you can get away with that. I mean, like if noise is an issue, if you're in an apartment, okay, that's not going to happen. But if you're like in a house or something like that with asshole neighbors, knocking cymbals down is a lot easier than knocking down a bass drum just because of the frequency spectrum that they occupy. Bass instruments have giant foot-long wavelengths, whereas, the cymbals have much shorter ones, so you can get away with, stuffing your windows full of pillows and that kind of shit, and that might do the trick. I found when I was doing hybrid kits, I got the best results by using electronic shells, but using real cymbals because it's really hard to do, cymbal swells and stuff like that electronically. Technology is coming along, but back in the day anyway, that was fucking impossible. And drummers just liked playing on real cymbals anyway, and drummers still bitched about everything else. Oh, this is slightly different, this makes me uncomfortable. Gotta love working with the pros!
Glenn, I just got a girlfriend and she smokes. How do I encourage her to stop smoking?
Well, you can do what I say to my friends. Hey, love it when you smoke. It makes you look super cool. Seriously, though, this is something she's going to have to figure out for herself. It took me 5 times to quit before I finally actually quit for real. Maybe, reward her with something if she can go without a cigarette for 6 months. That's what I did. I told myself if I could quit smoking for 6 months, I'd buy myself a vintage Neumann U87, and that's exactly what I did, and I've still got that mic. And it's pretty fucking amazing, but I don't know, man. That new Austrian Audio OC818, is definitely giving it a run for its money. That is for sure. That and a few of the Lewitt mics I've played with as well. We're really fortunate when it comes to mics these days. We've got some just amazing choices available. Anyway, about the quitting smoking thing, all you can do is encourage her, be supportive, and just say, hey, I'm there. I want to help. Let me know what I can do, because I don't want to see you